Hello again, this is the final word here on Bloomberg TV India. We are returning to the top story of the day. The government today hiking the import duty on gold and platinum. From what was 4%, they've hiked it to 6% now, and this is going to be with immediate effect. Obviously, this is a move that's aimed at curbing gold imports to check the widening current account deficit, isn't it?
That's right. To take us through what this means for the government, we're now joined by Sunil Sinha, senior economist at CRISIL. Mr. Sinha, thanks so much for joining us this evening. Let me first get a sense from you, Mr. Sinha, on the kind of impact or the kind of difference curbing imports on gold could possibly make in terms of the fiscal deficit.
Well, if you look at the current account deficit and its composition, it becomes quite obvious that a fairly large part of our imports actually consists of the gold and the oil. Now, government, by raising the diesel prices in the past, has already attacked at least the diesel component of our current account deficit. So the next in the bag was the gold, which again has been causing a problem. So today's initiative of raising the customs duty from 4% to 6% is essentially a move in that direction.
But many would argue that this is not going to be enough. In fact, on the opposite side, you might have the kind of smuggling of gold really go up. Do you think when you are looking at the statements being made by the naysayers over here, you'd go with that, or you think 6% from 4% is enough for the time being?
Well, I mean, one will have to wait and watch how things unfold, because if you simply look at the increase in the duties, then it has just gone up from 4% to 6%. It's not something where either it has been doubled or tripled. So to that extent, the increase is, in my view, not too substantial. But one will have to wait and watch whether it can really kind of once again lead to smuggling of gold, or because some of the other initiative that has taken along with the increase in the duties, that the exchange traded funds have got linked to the bank schemes, which of course will result in some amount of release of gold into the market. So in totality, curbing the gold import, of course, is one of the motive, but along with that, the other measure which actually increases the supply of the gold in the market is also. So somewhere, I guess, we'll have to wait and watch, and then only probably we'll get an idea as to to what extent this is effective or is leading to smuggling of gold into the country.
Yes, but like you mentioned, this link that we are talking about between gold ETFs and gold deposits as well, how significant do you think that is in the kind of results that it could yield?
Well, I mean, ETFs are relatively a new area so far as India is concerned. So, I mean, even I have no idea how much, gold is really bought by these mutual funds and kept as a, with them. But certainly, it will encourage them to release, some amount of gold into the market. So the immediate psychological impact which the market would feel due to the increase in duties from 4% to 6% would somewhat get nullified by the release of the gold into the market. But as I said, much would depend upon how things unfold over a period of time. And my own sense is that these measures are, more in terms of testing the water, so to say. I mean, if it really leads to a situation where smuggling of gold becomes a problem for the economy, obviously these duties would be reviewed. But the ultimate objective, of course, at this point of time is to curb the old, the gold import, because it is having a negative impact on current account deficit, which is definitely has emerged as a major macroeconomic risk.
That's right. The current account deficit is a very tricky one as far as our economy is concerned. But the question is about the effectiveness of this and how much a gold-starved nation really that consumes so much gold is going to be able to restrict its demand. In that sense, 4 to 6%, some people would say, is just not going to be enough. At some level, do you see an impact of this playing out on the currency front as well?
To some extent, yes, because, you know, if, as I said, I mean, let's not look at the import duty increase in isolation. One has to see it in, terms of the kind of policy measures government is taking really to address some of the, issues that has, emerged as a major risk for the economy. One, of course, as I said, was the diesel prices. And as we know, if you look at merchandise import, then in merchandise import, I mean, oil plus gold is a fairly large, component. So somewhere if you are able to address both the oil as well as gold, and more so oil by raising the diesel prices, then you can clearly see that by raising the prices of oil, you in any way cutting down the fiscal deficit, and at the same time by increasing prices, some way are curbing the demand of the oil in the economy. So which itself would impact the current account deficit. And by now increasing the gold price, duties on gold import means that again you are trying to curb the demand. So overall, the idea is to somewhere contain the demand and make it, in case of diesel, make it market link. In case of, gold, dissuade people from buying and holding physical gold. I mean, they can still invest in gold, and for that new avenues are being created in the economies.
Right, Mr. Sinha, many thanks for joining us. That's Sunil Sinha, senior economist at CRISIL, joining us with his take on the government's move to hike import duty from 4% to 6% now.
That's right. And the other news coming in.